Welcome to The Holistic Entrepreneur with holistic nurse practitioner, success coach, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie and her expert guests share tips, tools, and strategies to achieve success on your holistic entrepreneur journey. Each show features answers to common entrepreneur challenges, along with a healthy dose of support and motivation. Now, please welcome the host of The Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Bonnie Groessl, here at The Holistic Entrepreneur. Now, today I'm going to do a little Biz Bites with Bonnie segment. We're going to talk about what you can build from what you already have, the whole art of repurposing. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But first, starting this year, I know I always want to do a simple one-card angel reading for you. And I love the card that came to us today. In fact, it was a jumping card. It just kind of fell out of the pile. And the card is about ideas and inspiration. And I love this because that's kind of what we're talking about today, ideas and inspiration. And so I hope that you find today's show will fill you with some inspiration and that you have ideas that sort of spring from that. Because this card, I think, is a reminder for us to pay attention to the ideas and inspiration we have and to trust that and to go for it sometimes. You know if it feels right or not. So ideas and inspiration is your thought for the week. Now, I also want to thank you for taking your valuable time to share it with me here on the show. I am so honored that you do that. I can't tell you how much that means to me. Because, I think being a holistic entrepreneur is really more about who you are than what you do for a living. You come from that heart-centered place. You want to make a difference in the world. And perhaps that's you. And that's why you've decided to join us on the show today. So if this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you've tuned in before, well, welcome back. I hope that you find this will be another great show with insights to help you on your entrepreneur journey. And make sure you check out the show page before you leave. There's always my website link on there. And then there's a new link, which I've been having out there for the last few weeks, called Bonnie Links. And it's where everything else is because I have more space. It's a whole website. So I've got a whole page to put free gifts for you and other links and things that are going on. You can always connect with me there as well. And you can sign up for the newsletter. It comes out on the second Wednesday of each month, so I don't want to inundate people with emails, so it only comes out once a month, but it's got all kinds of stuff in there, so you might want to sign up for that as well. Now, another reminder for you is that the information presented on this show is always educational, inspirational, and motivational in nature, but I simply want you to take what fits for you and let go of the rest. This show does not intend or imply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment either. So I always want to preface every show with that little reminder for all of us. So I'm really excited to talk with you today about repurposing so that we can figure out what you can build from what you've already got. I love talking about repurposing, and it's one of my favorite things to do, actually. Now, you've probably heard me talk about it before because I think it's an absolute must for any busy entrepreneur. And who isn't busy, right? If you're not busy with clients, which I hope you are, you're busy working on and growing your business and marketing and all that other sort of stuff. So we don't have time to create everything over again from scratch, which is why repurposing is so cool. Now, when I look back at the shows that I've recorded, there was a lot of shows. Oh my goodness. When I took a look at this, I was amazed. I think there's last time I looked, there was 480 some shows that I had done, which is a lot. I've been doing this for almost a decade. And for several years, I did 2 shows a week. I had the Gift of Choice show and the Holistic Entrepreneur. And the Gift of Choice show is on hiatus right now, but there's so much content. So I thought, wow, that's a lot of content to repurpose into something else. And so I thought, okay, there's probably plenty for another book there. So now another book is on my list. So taking all that valuable content and putting it into another format is so important. I want to talk with you about that today. So say you've got whatever kind of content. You can, for just the book piece, create a digital book, a paperback book, even an audiobook. It's all about repurposing. Now, I'd be willing to bet that you are sitting on a goldmine of great content too. Maybe it's blogs that you've written or notes or handouts that you've maybe created for your clients. Maybe it's condensed information from all the resources you have. All those courses we all have taken, all the books that we've read, all the things you've learned along your journey. What are you doing with that content? Are you, just using it once and then not repurposing it in any way? Or are you repurposing it into other things? Everyone has a preferred way to perceive and consume information. So, are you reaching the most people? If you're not using different formats and saying things in a different way, you're not reaching the most people. You can take the same content, from a blog, for example. You can produce a video from it, an audio from it, create a series of blogs into a course or a longer PDF, even a digital book, and put it on Amazon, have it be a Kindle book. There are no page numbers in Kindle books, so it doesn't have to be very lengthy as long as you're providing good value. And then once you have something, post it everywhere, right? Share it. Post it on your website, your YouTube channel, social media, do a live presentation, email it to your list, use it as a freebie, the ethical bribe so that you can, get people to opt in and be on your email list, or create a product that you can sell. The list of things that you can do with content is endless, but you get the idea. Taking one piece of content and that can be made into many, many things. And all of a sudden, you have a ton of content. I've created courses, programs, and even written books using what I already had and repurposing it. Even my guided meditation audios were repurposed from guided meditations that I had done in classes. And it's really sort of a combination of Ericksonian hypnosis and mindfulness meditation. But I used to do this with my patients in the office when I had the Bridge to Health, my clinic open. And for those of you who have not heard this story, let me catch you up with that. Several years ago, when I had my clinic open, I would be often asked to record the session, the imagery and the hypnosis, the meditation, because my patients wanted it. People asked me for my recordings at public presentations, and it was just like, okay, finally I broke down one day and I went to the studio. That was the old days. You had to go to the studio. Now you can do it at your computer. But at that time, I went to a recording studio, sat behind the big mic in a sound booth, and recorded. I went back the next day, and the tech and I sort of mixed the music with some royalty-free music and put together the audio. And then I sent the recording off to a company to get it manufactured. And the company contacted me and said, "Do you want the web package? It's on sale this week for $49.95. I had no idea what the web package was, but I said yes. When you're spending all that money creating, CDs, what's another, $50? So anyway, they created digital downloads of my CDs, of the audio recordings, and then the best part is they spread them all over the world. So every Tuesday I get a royalty check, which is awesome, but most of all, I love the fact that I've helped people to sleep better, to deal with stress and with pain, and weight loss all over the world. I often say, I'm able to help people that I'll never meet in countries that I'll never visit, and I just love that. We've generated more revenue from the digital downloads than the physical CDs, although people still use physical CDs. I'm amazed with the technology today that so many people still buy CDs. I'm thankful that they do. I've had to reorder them several times. I've sold more and made more money in the last few years than I did when I first recorded these. In fact, I just had my highest month ever, many from CDs, but also downloads and streamings. Again, various ways of formatting the same content. So what do you have that can be repurposed? Turned into something else, perhaps another format. Remember, everyone is different. Some people like to listen. Some like to read, hold a book or a piece of paper. Some people like to read it on a computer screen or a mobile device. Some people like to experience it and be at a live event. Some people like to watch it on a video, see how it's done. See the body language of the speaker. There's so many different ways. Having your content available in several formats allows you to reach the most people with your message. That's why you see programs and courses often using video and PDF and audio all together for the same module, because people like to perceive information in the way that is their preference. So if you're a service-based provider, there's so much that you can make out of your existing content. And even if you're not a service-based provider, we all have content, right? It's really sort of a double meaning for the phrase that we've all heard, content is king. Well, content is king in lots of ways, and what we're talking about today is that it gives you a multiplier, that you can just make more of one thing and cut down on the amount of time that it takes you because you're not creating from scratch. Think of all the times that you answer the same questions and provide the same responses. What are those questions? Create something from that. What about all the ways that you've educated yourself? Something that I've always done, it seems, is that I take original content, whatever it is, because I love to learn, and then I chunk it down. I synthesize it and create a new piece of content that's of value to my clients, my listeners, my patients, whoever I'm serving with that content. Even when I worked in neurology at the large multi-specialty clinic that I've mentioned before, I was sort of known as the handout queen because I always had something to share from what I had learned in other places to help my patients. My first book was created from content, tools, and exercises that I shared with my patients, as well as many of the blogs that I had written. So, are you a person who likes to write? And if so, go for it. But if you'd rather talk, then record yourself and have it transcribed. There are tons of apps and programs today. Some are paid and some are free, but it can help you to create something from, more easily. So are you a person who likes to be on the camera? Or does a camera make you tongue-tied? If you like to do camera and you're okay with that, go live to camera. You can, be the talking head. Or if you don't want to show your face, but you still want to share the content, and you're okay talking about it, then put together a PowerPoint or something like that and do a voiceover. Or do animations or still images and talk over that. Lots and lots of ways to do that. So many ways. So find what fits for you. Now, one thing I want to say here is I know that public speaking is a huge fear for so many people. Sometimes I underestimate that because I'm comfortable with public speaking, like with the podcasting and all of that. But a lot of people are really not comfortable with it. So I would encourage you to just begin somewhere. Start with something that you are comfortable with and just let it evolve. The more you do it, the more you practice, the more you hear yourself or read your writing or whatever it is, it will get better and better and better. I remember the first time I did a video, oh my God, it was horrendous. And, I'm still not great at it, I don't think, but I'm way better than I used to be. And that's just the way it is. So start with something that you are comfortable with. Dip your toes in the water. But first of all, for your success for work, I want you to just think about this. Take a look at all the stuff you have. Take a look at what you have. What can you build or repurpose from what you already have? How can you put it into a different format, a different way, share it in a different way with more people? It's amazing once you think about it. I mean, the oodles of stuff that you can create from what's already sitting in front of you, what you already have in your desk drawer or on your table or wherever, in a file cabinet, take a look at what you've got, because I know that you have a ton of stuff. Everybody does. People who are entrepreneurs and people who aren't entrepreneurs still have a ton of stuff. Everybody does. So repurposing that information, if it's information that you want to share, a message that you want to share it in as many different formats as you can, because you will reach the most people. I hope that you have enjoyed today's Biz Bites with Bonnie, and I want you to remember that anything is possible as long as you believe in you. Well, thank you for joining me here at the Holistic Entrepreneur Show today. If you would like to learn how you can be a sought-after guest on popular podcasts, how to produce your own show, or even how to use content marketing to grow your business, go to bonnielinks.com and check out the offers that I have for you there. bonnielinks.com, BonnieLinks.com, is also where you can sign up for my monthly newsletter, the Holistic Entrepreneur Update. It comes straight to your email with an update from me and all of the links to the last month's shows, just in case you missed anything. Now, this newsletter also gives you access to the show's guest gift page, where you can access all the great gifts from my guests over the years. And don't forget to subscribe to The Holistic Entrepreneur on your favorite podcast directory so that you'll automatically receive the newest episode when it's released. The Holistic Entrepreneur is brought to you by M&B Global Solutions.